Hey everyone, this is Artemis Lore, and I wanted to give you a space where you could relax. And this is especially out here in the U.S. with everything that's been going on this past, these past couple of weeks, and especially today, November 5th. Just wanted to give you a break from all the hoorah, and the anxiety and not being able to sleep and being worried about stuff, and all of this stuff that's going on out here. And we're not going to talk about it here. I want you to have a break from that and be able to relax. But I also believe that during these times, these little basic witchy hacks that I came up with could be helpful for some, maybe not for all. Maybe there are some things that could work for you. Maybe some things won't work. I'm not here to promise that they will. You have to try and, see what works. Now, the witchy hacks are basically basic spells that I've tried for myself, which a lot of them, if not almost all of them, worked for me. And I wanted to just kind of make short snippets because, people, they do ask questions. How do you do this? What do you use for this? How do you do that? And I know it's a lot to take in all at one time, especially when it's a video with just music and words. But I really thought it would be helpful. Now, for those that caught part 3 on TikTok of the witchy hacks, and you notice that part 3 got deleted and it got re-uploaded, it's because it came out kind of fuzzy. It was kind of messed up. I didn't like it. I wanted it to be clear. And then the music that I got for the second go around was like, it was it was so hilarious, and I know everybody caught it. But you can always mute the video or turn your phone volume down for any type of music that you don't, find appealing. It's really just about the words. It's really just about the spells. Most of the spiritual practices and spells that I've shared on the witchy hacks can be written down and tried to see how things come out. So let's talk about it real quick because, we'll go over a few of them. If I run out of time, I will make a part 1 and a part 2 here. I also want to talk about, just really quick, the new moon that passed. A lot of us were not ready for that energy. It was heavy. It made people tired. It made people sleepy. It was a whole different type of energy for a lot of people. And this portal is now open. 1111 portal is on the way. Okay. And we just had that new moon. Now, remember, when Aries full moon passed, we all went in for it. We went through that chaotic energy and we transmuted some negative energy. We transmuted, a whole bunch of stuff. We fought through that. That's what we do. We're not scared of moons and stuff like that. We dove head first into the full moon's energy. The new moon came, it was a little different feel. A lot of us were just like drained and tired. And then, of course, we have this stuff going on out here in the U.S. And I mean, there's things going on all over the world. But I believe these witchy hacks, were pretty helpful for people. So let's just go into, let me just turn this off really quick, this music. And let's go into witchy hacks 1 through, I guess this would be 1 through 5. So right now I'm looking at witchy hacks number 1. Okay, so if you go on TikTok and you see this witchy hacks, I literally, kind of put in the part 1, the part 2 at the bottom of the video so you could follow along. Let's talk about part 1. Placing salt water with a crystal under your bed is often a cleansing and protective ritual. It is known for its purifying properties, helping to absorb negative energies and protect against harmful spiritual influences. So ever since I started doing this, I've actually had better days better sleep, better rest, happier mornings. It's just really like I said, everything is basic, but it's like a basic deterrent for negative energies and, negative spiritual influences. That's what it is. A lot of people say it can bring you good luck. It's all up to you. You can try it. Get you a bowl of salt water, put a clear crystal in there and see what happens. If you're having problems sleeping, or if you feel like things are just not going right, or if you feel like you're unable to rest at night, or you feel like there's something heavy in your environment, this is something you can try. See, that was real quick. Didn't take long. Let's go to the next one. So witchy hacks number 2. Okay. Actually, this one is pretty heavy. And a lot of these have fair warnings. Okay. So a lot of these have warnings. I'm going to go ahead and, talk about witchy hacks number 2. Let me pause that video. Now I'm going to say this before I tell you what it is. Now, if you're already on TikTok, you already know what witchy hacks number 2 is. It's a heavy one. Do not, and I've said this before with other things, please don't do this to innocent people. That's all I could tell you. I can't control anybody or their actions. It's all up to you. Putting your enemy's name under a glass of water on your ancestor altar. Don't do it to innocent people. And it's so funny because I give the warning in the video. Why is that? Well, because things can backfire. Point blank period. If you're doing harm to innocent people and you're asking your ancestors to, do things to them, that's on you. But at the same time, this was not meant to harm anyone. This particular thing is just basically asking your ancestors for help when you feel like you're under attack. Okay. And it's really important. And it's actually less harmful for the other person. It just halts the energy. That's really all it does. It halts the negative influence. It halts anything that they're trying to do to you to hurt you. It basically halts that. You're basically setting an alert in the spiritual realm to your spiritual protection and your guides, which could be your ancestors. And you're letting them know like, hey, I need some help over here. This person is doing this, and that. Okay. That's basically what witchy hacks number 2 is about. Okay. You could try it, but don't do it on innocent people, honey, because your ancestors might not even like that. Okay, so let's go to, we'll go to witchy hacks number 3. Let me pause that. Now, this one is very important. I had recorded a video of me actually doing this out in nature, which is writing down how much money you want and also writing down with no harm to yourself or anyone that you love. And I explained something in that video that was really important about that. I might play it here. I'm not sure, or I might just talk you through it. Whichever one comes first, you'll see this. But in all actuality, once you do that, once you write down how much money you want, once you write down that you don't want to harm yourself or anyone else, and you go and bury it in the earth, okay? Because money equals prosperity. Prosperity is connected to earth. This is why in tarot we have pinnacles that are a representation of earth. When you think about money, money trees and money growing and green grass, it's all connected, okay? You can actually try this. There is a reason that I said with no harm to you or anyone that you love. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and add that snippet of a video that I did when I was out in nature. And I want you to take a listen to this. Let me give you guys a story. One time I needed money and I did something like this, but I didn't bury it. I just burned it. And I asked for this sum of money. And a few weeks later, or maybe like a month later, I ended up in a car accident. But I ended up being able to get the insurance money. And luckily, nobody was hurt. Okay, so that did really happen. And I've learned since then. So anytime I'm doing manifestation or anything like that, I'm very specific and very clear. I talked about us being in a different time and dimension, and I talked about anything we say or do can actually happen. So it's really important that you choose your words wisely when you are doing your manifestations, and you make sure that you're protected and you're not just all out there saying, I want, and you're not thinking about how you're going to get it. Okay. You want to be able to get it safely, and you don't want any type of harm to come to you. Let's go into witchy hacks number 4. Scratch your name on a blue candle, put some type of oil on it, any type of essential oil that you feel that you like. Okay, could be lavender or anything, and putting white eggshell powder on that for a healing candle. So you guys could look up blue candles. Okay, look up blue candles. This is witchy hacks number 4, and how this particular color can be considered healing. When I think about blue, I think about the ocean. I think about calmness. When I think about eggshell white powder, I think about purifying and clearing away negative emotions. So you can actually look these things up or try them to see how they can work for you. So that's actually a basic one for healing, self-healing when you're not feeling good. And then witchy hacks number 5. This is actually something I tried. Now, if you're really under attack, and right now a lot of spiritual people online, they're getting attacked left and right. And a lot of people have familiars. Mine right now are crows. Okay, I do not own a cat, but a lot of cat energy comes to me. It's a long story, but anyway, tell the crows who wronged you and feed them. This is something that I started doing earlier this year. And, crows remember everything, and they are messengers, and they also watch people. And when you tell them something and you treat them right and with respect, they will have your back. Okay. Now I started seeing more and more crows. I knew that it probably had something to do with my gods and my goddesses and my deities, my patrons, the spirits that I work with on certain nights. But I definitely, so what I said is, you know what? Instead of me saying, why would the crows come around, and, is this an omen and all of this stuff? Ooh, somebody's watching me. Look how many there are. No, I started feeding them and I started talking to them, and it really made a difference. It really made a difference. Now, I'm not telling you to sit somewhere at a park and look like crazy, look all crazy and stuff. But to be honest, when you're going through it, who cares what you look like to anybody? Talk to the crows and let them know, give them the people's names and tell them, hey, this is what's happening with me. And, I need some help. And they are spiritual messengers, just to let you know. So that might help you. Now let's go to witchy hacks number 6. This is part 2 on the Coven page. For money spells, get bank dirt if you can. Okay, so this is now, I don't want everybody running to the bank in public and trying to, scoop up some dirt. A lot of times it could be illegal to, go around and start digging up dirt on private property. But if you can, the bank dirt and money spells make a huge difference in your manifestations to manifest money. This is something that you could try. If you don't feel like doing something like that, you can always just use regular dirt. Sometimes I use dirt from a potted plant. Okay. And you can actually mix it with cinnamon powder, bay leaves, cloves, or clove powder. And you can actually dress your candles with the mix. So what do I mean by dressing candles? Well, whether you put oil on your candles and then sprinkle herbs and dirt on it, or let's say you have a glass candle and, I actually dressed a glass candle on my last video here. You could see how I did it. And, say your incantation over it or whatever, and then watch what happens either the next few days out or the next weeks or the next months out. and see how that manifests. You can use a green candle. Some people use yellow candles. Some people use blue candles for Jupiter, for manifestation and success on Thursdays. Okay, so that's something that you could do as well. If you feel like, right now you're going through it financially and you need something that's going to work. And then just for now, we'll go ahead and stop at Witchy Hacks number 7. This is a huge one. This is a basic ward. When we think about wards, we think about something that's in our home that's going to trap or remove any type of negative influence that tries to come in. Those work really well. So, be careful when, you're trying to enter into people's space. I talked about this last Halloween. I don't know if you guys will find that video, but I did talk about this on an interview, about why I show the back of my place, or why I show, my office area. And to be honest, as a baby witch for the past 5 years, I've learned a lot. So this is a different type of warding for your home. Okay. So to remove unwanted spirits, you can use salt water or Florida water. And basically you dip your finger in the water and you draw invisible wards all around your home. Why would somebody do that? Well, number one, you don't want people to come into your home. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. But most of the time, we don't want everybody to see everything that we do at home. This is our own, private place. And even if it's not home, it may just be a place where you practice. It could be somebody else's space. It could be anywhere, right? It even could be, in an office space or something, and you just need kind of like negativity and you need to kind of reflect that back. Or maybe somebody has some type of entity attached to them that keeps bothering you. I know it sounds crazy, but a lot of people have been through this. All right. You can take the salt water or the Florida water and dip your finger in it and actually go around your home on the walls, at the tops of your doors, on your door, and basically draw protection symbols, any type of symbols. I like to use Othala. Okay, I use that. I like to use the Pinnacle. I like to use all type of wards, crosses, if that's your thing. Okay, whatever it is you want. And what does that do, actually? Well, this is the part where, if you believe it, not everybody does, but if you believe that spirits can see these symbols and back off and leave your home or leave you alone, it can happen. I've practiced, I've tried it, and I've seen it work. It doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone, but it is something you could try. Okay, so we'll stop right there on Witchy Hacks number 7. I will cut this and see how it came out. We will continue. All right. And don't forget, when Yule comes up, I will be here making a Yule spell jar. Hopefully I can make a good enough one like I did a couple years back that can, last you for the whole 2025 for good luck. All right. So this is Artemis Lore with the Coven page. Thank you so much. And shout out to all my witchy sisters on the Coven page that have reached out and shown me love and support. Blessed be. Bye.